kinds of different nerds. So whatever you're a nerd for, today is your day. Also, if you're having a birthday today, you're sharing it with Harrison Ford, Han Solo, Indiana Jones, turning 74 years old today. Cheech from Cheech and Chong, turning 70. And one of the funny guys around, Tony Kornheiser. He is a writer, columnist for the Washington Post. He's also an ESPN reporter and does author of books and stuff. He is a really, really funny guy. He turned 68 years old today. And it was on this day in 1898 that Marconi was awarded a patent for the wireless telegraphy, which later became the radio. So that's why we're here today. Thank you, Mr. Marconi. Well, we got Ace Frehley Santana loaded, ready to roll here in just a bit. But before that, it's time to talk some insurance with Sonia from Bryant Insurance Agency as we talk a little different type of insurance today. We've been talking a lot of personal stuff. Today is more business insurance. Now, if you own a business and you have employees, you already know how much fun that is with trying to get everything done. But having yourself covered is a big deal.
That's right, Rick. I do want to say before we get started, though, I just want to know, is it a coincidence that today's National Nerd Day since I'm an insurance nerd, or is that just a...
I didn't make it up.
You didn't make it up.
No,
Okay, just checking.
This was stuff set by the government of the United States.
Okay.
Congress sat around and voted. The president signed the bill.
Gotcha.
I mean, the whole shebang.
Okay,
So,
I just needed to know what I was dealing with. No, just kidding. Yeah, anybody who owns a business, like Rick was talking about, and if you have one employee or if you have 1,000 employees, it does bring a few challenges that you need to address. And of course, those of you who do own businesses realize that you couldn't have your business without your employees. But I thought we would talk today about 3 big things that you need to think about if you have employees. The
Three big things. Big thing number 1.
Big insurance topic number 1 is workers' comp. Now, Texas is unique in the fact that employers do not have to carry workers' comp. The state does not require the employers to carry workers' comp. However, it is a good idea to do that, and we can get into, it'll be a topic for another time, what you need to do if you're an employer and you choose not to carry workers' comp, because there are some things that you have to do. However, workers' comp is insurance that pays for if your employee is injured on the job and if they have to go to the doctor, whatever kind of medical needs that they have, to pay for that. If they are unable to work for a period of time because they are hurt from that injury, then it pays a portion of their salary until they're able to come back to work. So, and then there's another part of workers' comp where if you have an employee who is injured severely, or if they die as a result of an accident and the employer is sued, then that's part of workers' comp too, to defend the employer and then pay the claim if necessary.
So it's important for a business to make sure that they have workers' comp if they have employees, because they could really be up a creek without it.
That's right. And workers' comp, like I said, Texas, you can be a non-subscriber, but you need to know the ins and outs of that. But look into it. Also, if you are an individual and you own a business in Texas also, which is a little bit unique, you can choose to cover you for workers' comp, or you can choose not to as an owner. So,
big insurance topic number 2.
Okay, this one is one that I don't think a lot of people think about. It's called Employee Benefits Liabilities, but so I don't get tongue-tied, I'm going to say EBL, which is an Employee Benefits Liability. An employee benefit is anything from health insurance to disability, just different benefits that an employer offers an employee. Well, if they make an error, for example, say that a new employee comes on board and somehow the paperwork doesn't get filed and they don't get that person signed on to the insurance like they said they would, then if you have EBL insurance, it will, if it was an honest error, it will cover that, and it's very inexpensive. EBL is very inexpensive. If you have one employee, I would check your liability policy, call your agent, make sure you have that coverage on there, because it's usually about $300.
And that's a cheap way to keep yourself out of trouble, because if you, let's say, like on the medical part of it, you could be seeing thousands of dollars of problems in a heartbeat.
Right. Nobody wants to have that happen with one of your employees. If you offer that benefit, you want them to have that benefit or you wouldn't offer it. And so it's just a really good coverage to have. I mean, anybody can make a mistake. We're all human. And so if something is done wrong with that benefit, then that's what that coverage is for.
All right, big insurance topic, number 3.
Number 3, and this is one that employers don't like to think about. It's called Employment Practices Liability. And so again, I'm going to use the acronym EPLI, Employee Practices Liability. If an employee makes a claim that the owner of the business or a supervisor discriminates against them, sexually harasses them, that's what this insurance is for. It's most people that own businesses, everybody that I know that owns a business would say, well, I would never do that. I would never allow discrimination or harassment to take place in the workplace. Well, no, it happens. And even sometimes if it doesn't happen, an employee may say it happened. And so what this coverage is meant to do is to defend the employer against those claims, pay for the lawyer, the attorney fees that are needed, and then pay the claim if it's deemed that it happened. Now, another really important thing that EPLI, most of the time the insurance company that you're with will give you really good ideas on how to keep that stuff from happening in the first place, which is what we all really want to do anyway.
Well, the good thing about these policies are, I guess, these options on a policy for business owners. We live in a society that everybody's looking for an easy buck, and this is a good way to keep your business. Because seriously, through a workers' comp claim, through a mistake in paperwork, or any kind of claim whatsoever somebody makes against another employee or somebody else, even in the public, that makes those claims, your business could be out of business in no time, just in one court case.
That is true. And again, I would give you some examples that I know in real life, but I can't do that because of privacy issues, but it happens. So come talk to us. We can go into more detail with you. Just know your options. And I say this every week, and I'll probably say it from now on. Don't wait until something has happened to worry about this coverage. Find out ahead of time. Do I have this coverage? If not, do I want to carry this coverage? What's the cost? And that way you're educated ahead of the time.
So if you need to get a hold of anybody at Bryan Insurance for life, home, health, business insurance, or whatever the insurance may be, there's ways to get a hold of them. 549-2525 is the easiest way. They're right there on the second floor of the Sierra Bank building. And y'all's website?
It's www.bryanbryans.com.
So if you have any questions whatsoever about your insurance needs, or maybe it's been a while since you've looked over your policies and not even sure what coverage you do have and it needs to get updated, give them a call today at 549-2525 and let them help you out. Well, again, thank you for coming by and educating us more on what's going on business-wise. I know that there's a lot of businesses out there this morning have the radio on at their business, and maybe the owner is sitting there thinking, maybe I should call and at least look at these things. So hopefully they will.
Thank you.
That's Sonia with Bryan Insurance Agency. And Bryan Insurance Agency has been serving the Young County and beyond for almost 100 years. Ace Frehley coming up.